truth. We get hung up on it, and all you have to do is look at some of the commercials. But say, don't be hung, which make noises like the noises of the sea and the rushing of nations, or the ethnos, that make a rushing like the rushing of the mighty waters. Listen what, the nation shall rush like the rushing of many waters. But look what's going to happen. You don't want to be in that crowd. But God, what did he say he's going to do? Shall, not might, rebuke them, and they shall flee far off, and shall be chased as the chaff of the mountains before the wind, and like the rolling things before the whirlwind. I don't need to tell you, Einstein don't have to. In other words, God said they're putting in themselves in the position of destruction. Simply because they're just floating along, not paying attention. Whatever the going thing is right now, you jump right in with the multitude. God said, I gave you a brain, use it. You don't even check it when you come in here. Too many times we go to some churches because of the whatever, the ceremony, how they whipping things up. But what did they say? And Lord's music is great. I love it. But keep in mind, you ought to even listen to that. Because they be telling you something. I know one song I wouldn't play when I was on the radio talking about, I'm going up the rough side of the mountain. God ain't never said that. But the folks around here, I'm going up the rough side of the mountain. I'm holier than thou. I'm having so much fun. That's not what God said. God said the way of the transgressor is hard. Why are you jumping in with the multitude? Anybody got the ears on? Mountains mean you're up in places. Remember they had this stuff with high mountain worship is a strange God. That's why we got folks saying he's nothing to do with God at Ishtar. But it was up on the mountain, up in the woods where they would have the rolling of eggs and Easter bunnies and quick like a bunny and all of that. It's right in the church now. Has nothing to do with God. But everybody done it. How many times y'all heard that lie? And behold, at evening tide, y'all say at evening tide, trouble. And before the morning, he is not. See, you know he's talking about some book. Now sometimes we have to understand, weeping endures for a night or what? Joy come in the morning, but now this is a little different here, isn't it? But before the morning, he said before the morning. You didn't hear that now. You done threw away all your rights. Before the morning. Because you run around saying, I put that on you. God said, I ain't nothing to do with that. He is not. This is the portion. In other words, this portion of them that spoil us. God not stupid. You know y'all listen to other folks who just listen to him. When y'all getting quiet on me, you know you do. Come on now, don't get like you don't understand what I'm saying.
Make a plain, Holy Spirit.
How come y'all run out and buy all them Michael Jackson t-shirts and all that and stuff like that? All LeBron had to say, go buy my jersey, and everybody run over somebody. So don't tell me we don't do that. In other words, God said, I gave you that spirit. I gave you the intellect of your soul. Why are you giving it to the nonsense of the world? But he said, now you got to understand, then you're caught up in the portion of them that spoil you. You understand what spoil means? They take everything you got.
Everything.
Take your will from you.
Yes, sir.
Young ladies take their virginity so quick. Because they're trying to dress like Mariah Carey. If you want to put one of them stars, they kind of woke up.
Yeah.
One did. That's just blind. She bad now. She understands now. I'm not saying she perfect. Ain't need a judge. But at least she done got her head halfway on straight by just looking at the situation. And, hey, even Sister Rita Franklin, she can't get away from who she was. That's a PK. That's a preacher kid. See what I'm saying? And now listen now, and the lot of them, what did they do? They robbed us. Some of y'all save your money, won't even do nothing so you can get a Louis Vuitton. And the man that had it made in China for a quarter, you pay $400 or $500 for it. What is he doing? He's robbing you. Oh, we don't believe that. I have to have that. Keep in mind, though, that's a wrinkle.
That's a wrinkle. Yes, Lord. That's a wrinkle.
We get hung up on things that we have no clue what's behind all of that. Our folks are running around here buying a certain shoe. I ain't going to even name it. And they just had it. And at the time, that's way before some of y'all time. And they come to find out it was made by the Ku Klux Klan. You were paying the money to buy the shoe, and they taking the shoe, shooting you. Taking the money from the shoe. Doing that thing. But now you get caught up because it's the thing to do. When are we going to wake up and understand that we have a mind? God gave it to you. He gave you a spirit. He turned you into an individual. But what happens is we let the foolishness of the world. But what we supposed to do then? They told us we supposed to have us some role models. Have you not read the Bible? He says, it's over there in verse, Christ left you an example. And that you should put one in every one of his footsteps. The best example, role model you can ever get. Because God wants his children back to him. But how do we do that? If God don't want no spots and he don't want no wrinkles, they're like, why no spots, why no wrinkles? Let's go to Ephesians 1. Ephesians 5 and 1. Now see, this is what the enemy is seducing you from. One thing you hear church, unless you be as a little child, you can't get in. I get that all the time. But let's see what that really means. Ephesians 5 and 1, what the very first verse will tell you how to keep from getting spots or wrinkles. It says, be ye, mean be you, therefore followers of God as what? Dear children. Now why is that important? Because if you're following him, you can't be following man.
Well.
And see the next thing, very simple, the most powerful unseen force on the earth is love. And he says, and walk what? Did you say in hatred? No, walk in love. Why? How you walk in love as Christ also has loved us and has given himself for us, an offering and a sacrifice to who? God, your creator, Elohim, for a sweet smelling savor. In other words, he was obedient, and he read the Bible, even unto the death of the cross.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Now, why is it so important? In other words, he said, I do nothing of myself. Whatever Daddy told